It's a great one for me because, believe it or not, actually, it took me 2.5 years. Okay? But we'll get to why I'm speaking on this subject when we get to the last 6 months. So, I originally started in Hector Montalvo's office back in London on the business-to-business campaign for charities. I remember being a very inspirational young man in Hector Montalvo himself who got me pumped up about something I didn't have a clue what the hell I was coming back for, but I remember coming back and I was super inspired. I was like, yeah, there's an opportunity of some description. I then went out with a young lady called Louise. She was definitely more educated than I was, a lot more intelligent than I was, and goddamn better looking than I was. And she was walking around, had options, but I didn't get why. I didn't understand the reasons of why she wanted to do what she was doing. Walking business to business, trying to get people signing up for World Vision for £18 a month. I just didn't get it. But when she broke that program down, those options in my own life really opened up. I really got the opportunity straight away, and I ran straight into it in the first place. The leadership to me getting promoted to that was very easy. I achieved them goals in 8 days. So sales was never something I struggled with. After 3 weeks, I set the campaign record. After 8 weeks, I made the worst decision of my life to jump into a bouncy castle full of foam, thinking it was bouncy and it was concrete on the bottom. I shattered my collarbone into 1,000,000 pieces and spent 4 months out of the business. At no point did I lose my goal, at no point did I lose that vision. So what I did is I was back into the business after 4 months, 3.5 months of those were spent on morphine, so I didn't really know what was going on. But we got back in. And at the time, my leader ended up moving to Birmingham to open up her office. I was the last leader she needed to get promoted and hit criteria. So she opened up in Birmingham. There was 2 of us that went with her. So an office of 3 people. After 3 weeks, that third person decided to quit. So that left me, bear in mind I only had 8 weeks of experience before, and then was out for a long period. Then I had 50% of the business on my shoulders. We worked at it, we kept it going, and unfortunately, it didn't work out. She went back to London and decided to move on to different things, and that left me without an office. So I don't know about you guys, but trying to do sales with nothing to sell is pretty hard. So I then moved over to the residential campaign. So I moved, changed the campaigns completely, picked up the skills. The owner actually took me out, retrained me, helped me out. I'm picking up the sales to the same standard, doing really well. I'd already rung the bell one day, met up with the retrain, running down, we're going to hit your goals today. Here comes the bell. And snap goes my ankle. I then continued to do residential sales on crutches for 1.5 months. I don't know if any of you get negatives out there, but try walking in the winter on crutches, slipping into fence posts. It's not good. Crutches should not be done on the field. And then, I'm not going to lie to you, I negged out. I quit the business. That was the worst decision of my life. To go from the feeling that you get in atmosphere, to go from the positivity, the excitement, to go from nothing to that to nothing is a big miss. That was the lowest point in my life. Everything fell around me. I had big goals in my life. I was taught to think bigger. So I was applying for all these top-end jobs without a CV that matched it. And those jobs didn't come along, and there was no way that I was applying for Tesco's, McDonald's, all these places. So I was very naive in not just taking any job, and unfortunately, with no finances, means you can't pay your rent, which means I ended on the street. Spent a few nights out there.